Is not on, my phone is blocked.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, long winter. Little darling,
Valenti here in Las Vegas, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We're not live on Instagram yet because we have some problem with the connection on Instagram, but I'm live here on Facebook. I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And in a little second, hopefully we can get also the Instagram live. Hello, guys. I see a lot of you already there. How are you guys doing? I see Joyce. I see Diane Fiorentino from Vegas in the house, Antonio from Dublin, Ireland. I see a lot of you. Guys, where are you watching from? Many of you, of course, I've seen you for more than a month here with me. So many of you, of course, I know everything, almost everything from you. I know some of you already by name. Mike Ferrante from Long Island, of course, Richard Hungary, watching from Liverpool, the Beatles city. You guys have been with me for close to 40 days, believe it or not. And I mean, every day I'm here cheering you up, and you cheer me up with your presence. Today, of course, is Wednesday. And it's a very, very special day, of course, because you know that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are my favorite day because I have special friends that I get to introduce to all of you. And I know you became fans of all of them, and you're following them, and you're going to fall in love with my guest today. If you don't know him already, you're going to be like, after 2 minutes, you're going to feel like you know him already for a long time. It's super talented, it's super friendly, it's super funny. And I met him myself, actually, personally, only I think one time personally in my lifetime, but I told him briefly before. I've been following him secretly and even close by without he knowing for years. I lived in New York City for 11 years, and Jim Caruso, which is my guest of today, he's been doing, I think, for 16 years, something called very popular called the Jim Caruso Cast Party, which is an open mic for professional singers in New York at the Berland, which is one of the most famous jazz club that we have in New York. And many of the musicians that played with him, Ted Firth is one of them. You heard me talk about how great is that guy, Steve Doyle, bass player, play at the Berlin Jazz. And they were always saying, Giada, you have to come. I mean, I moved in New York City 16 years ago, and they started to tell me, you have to come and check this place. So I've been to the Berlin Jazz Club to see the Jim Caruso Cast Party, maybe, I don't know, close to 30, 40 times. And I chicken out every time. I never put my name on the list to do the open mic because, you know, I was scared. By the way, the open mic is not that you have like any kind of singers. Liza Minnelli could have showed up. Michael Feinstein could have showed up. And of course, the list is long. Everybody, there was somebody on Broadway was there. So it was kind of frightening for me, you know, a little girl coming from Venice, Italy, New York for the first time. But I loved him always. I feel like I know him so well because I saw him working his magic on stage for so many years. And I just love it. I see John Katz appearing. John, I'm just saying that my guest today, I know you love him too, Jim Caruso. Even though I met him only once, I feel like I know him since forever. So today I will, you know, like I roast you, John, with all those personal questions. Today I'm gonna go into the brain of Mr. Jim Caruso to know him better. And by the way, John, it was a pleasure to have you my guest, and thank you for tuning in today. John Katz, for the one of you that you see John Katz over there, Katzilomates, that is the real name, is our main entertainer reporter here in Las Vegas. And even though right now all the shows are closed in Vegas already for more than a month, John is being busier than ever reporting all these things that we are doing every day, right, John? You've been amazing. John is being my guest. And I know many of you knew only John Katz, the reporter, and as fell in love with John Katz, the person, because he's really an amazing, amazing person. We love him dearly here in and now you guys from all over the world love him. John, you have fans now all over the world. In Italy, next time you go to Italy, they're going to have red carpets for you, man. And today, I think Caruso. Think about the name. I'm going to ask Jim. Actually, it must be Italian. There must be some Italian in his blood. What do you guys think? I think so because he's very talented. And you know that every time I love somebody, I figure it out. There is some Italian. I always love John Katz. And you remember when I interviewed him? He's half Italian and half Greek. I didn't know. I thought he was completely Greek. That's why I love you, John, because you're Italian. Jim Caruso, probably I've been loving him for already 16 years, observing him from this, because he must be Italian. We're going to figure it out. But before I do that, and I want to do it very quickly because time is pressure, today, you know that every day I enjoy wishing happy birthday to friends and fans far and close. Today is a very special day. You heard me since the first day we did this, mentioning the name of Doug Artline from Sacramento. Well, today is its birthday. Well, Doug is a very special fan in my life. You know, I don't like the words fan because it comes from fanatic, and I don't like fanatism. I love people that love other people, and that's Doug. Doug love me, love music, love arts, loves movie. So I love you, Doug. Today is your birthday, and Doug has been actually responsible for the music for this program because he provided me the mixer that I use in every day to use this mic and sing for you. And so happy birthday to Doug. Today is also the birthday, just en passant, of Jerry Seinfeld. Why not? Doug, you share the birthday with Jerry Seinfeld and with China Forbes, which I do love her. She's the singer of Pink Martini, one of my favorite group. I met China several times. I love Pink Martini. So happy birthday, China. Happy birthday, Jerry Seinfeld. And most of all, happy birthday to you, my wonderful Doug Hartline. So guys, I know you all love Doug over there. So please give a round of applause and I wish happy birthday to Doug. So, and I want to sing a special song for you, Doug. You requested me a couple of days ago a song I learned especially for you because I've never sang it, from The Sound of Music. I think it's the musical. And it's the song, of course, is dedicated to a flower, the flower of Austria, Edelweiss, and it's the beautiful scene on the movie when they are escaping, of course, for Austria, and they go on stage with the whole family and they sing this song. So for you, Doug, happy birthday, my man. I love you dearly. And here is Edelweiss. Guys, at home, you can sing together with me. I know you love Doug too. So, Doug, this is Edelweiss for you. From my heart to yours. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my own land forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my own land forever. Happy birthday, dear Doug Hartline. There you are, my friends. I love you and thank you for everything you do for me every day. And Doug and Susie have been to almost all my concerts. Every time that I perform somewhere here on the West Coast, where I do live now in Las Vegas, you guys have been there. I think ever since my first concert I did after my PBL special from Venice with Love. The first time I came to Sacramento, I think there you were. The second time you were there, and then you came to Los Angeles. Every time I'm somewhere, you're here. You just were here on the last concert before these things happened. You came to Las Vegas at the Smith Center when I debuted my show, Songs from the Movie. You came all the way from Sacramento with Susie, and you were there to enjoy the orchestra and everything I had. So happy birthday, man. I love you. And now you know that I have Diane Fiorentino teaching me sign language, which I do love. I know this means I love you. And every day I say that it's a pleasure for me to be here with all of you, friends and family, all together. And I love you all. So I'm going to learn more and more of these things. And remember, Saturday, we cook together. So Diane is teaching me all the things. We're talking every morning about doing more stuff, but let's not lose time. I know you're all here, all excited to meet the guest of today. It's an amazing person for what I've seen on stage. It's been amazing for me the first time I met him. You know, I've been talking already for weeks to tune in on Monday night to see these things that he does on YouTube, because we are all cannot go on stage. So he's been doing what he was doing at the Berlin Jazz in New York City. He's doing it now every Monday on YouTube and all the platform, just like me. It's amazing because he had something. He said it was the Jim Caruso Cast Party. Now is the Jim Caruso Pajama Cast Party, because you understand we are all appearing from our houses, not in the pajama yet, but we will ask Jim. We will ask Jim if that's the plan. So let's see if my guest is here all the way from New York City. Handsome.
How are you, my friend?
I am doing great. You have the brightest smile in the whole internet.
Oh, wow. That is quite a compliment. Thank you. It's the fact that I have 2 ring lights on me right now. I think that helps. You know, I love a ring light.
Even in the dark, Jim Caruso's smile will appear. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm in New York City, which is kind of I'm going to take this out, which is kind of the epicenter of all of this horror at the moment. However, you know, the news shows Times Square with nobody in it, and it's very depressing looking. But I live on the Upper West Side, right by Central Park. I can go out, I can walk in the park. There are people on bikes, there are people skating, there are people running, walking their dogs. So you get much more of a feeling that life goes on. There is life, there will be life. So it's a wonderful place to be. I wouldn't be anywhere else right now, but there sure is a lot of just awfulness going on all over the world. And I'm sorry that that's happening, but it's given us a chance to be creative online, which I never would have done. And
exactly right. Would you ever thought about appearing all dressed up for me in what is it? What are you, in your bedroom, in your living room? Where are you?
I'm in my bedroom right now because I've learned doing my show that my Wi-Fi is terrible in my living room. So it's just another reason to call it Pajama Cast Party, because we're right by my bed. So the second the show's over, I'm in bed. I'm asleep. I'm gone.
You're rolling into it. Thank you for being with me. I don't know if you heard the introduction, but I've been at the Jim Caruso Cast Party so many times. I always chicken up. I never wanted. I put my name once in a list, and thanks to you, at midnight you didn't mention my name yet, because you had all those big names appearing. So I said to Ted Firth, I'm going. I have to wake up in the morning early, which was true.
I hate that.
So I was like, oh, thank God. But then, I mean, I did it once here in New York when you came at the Smith Center, and
in Las Vegas. Yes, you sure did.
You are amazing. You are as gracious as you always are with me and with everybody. You make everybody feel like we belong there. So thank you for that. So from now on, I will bother you more when I'm in New York.
I hope you do. And I loved Edelweiss. That's one of my favorite Rodgers and Hammerstein songs. It's so beautiful, and you did it great.
Thank you. I never sang this one, but I have this fan of mine, Doug Hartline. He loves movies. He knows everything. Actually, he has met all those superstars from the movie because he's really a passionate. He writes book about it. And so every time he suggested me to sing this song, which I never sing as an Italian girl, as you can imagine. So, and it's very pretty.
Right. It's so pretty for you. You have what?
I have a question for you, Caruso, because you know we have Jim Katz watching us, and he's writing all these comments. So I have a question. I found out that Katz. I love Jim. I Jim Katz, right? And he's Italian.
I love him. Are you kidding?
Yeah, and he's 50% Italian. That's why we love him, Jim. Are you Italian too?
That's why we got along. I am. I'm half Italian. My father's side of the family, obviously the Caruso side, was from Sicily, and I don't know too much about that side, unfortunately, because most of them were gone by the time I was born. I knew my mother's side of the family much better. And they were German and English, but I'm definitely Italian. I love the food. I love the country. I've traveled quite a bit in Italy, and it was a thrill. I'll never forget the first time I stepped off onto the ground in Italy. It was a very kind of magical experience. Yeah. Yeah.
Which city in Italy have you been, Jim?
I was on the road with Liza Minnelli, and she is, as you can imagine, enormous over there. They love her. But I was in Bari, Bologna, Florence, Rome, of course, Milan. Oh, Milan.
Fashion, amazing. The capital of fashion of the world, right?
I'll say. We just sat and drank our little cappuccinos and watched the most beautiful people in the world walking by.
It feels like everybody they're coming out of Vogue magazine, but actually they're just going to the gym or going to,
I know.
If you see my mom going to the gym, you think, where is she going? To the gym.
Where are you from?
I am from Venice.
What part of you are? Oh, I've been there too. Been there too.
There we go.
Spectacular.
I'm glad you like. Yeah, well, every people that has an artistic or musical heart, they love Italy because there is so much cultures and music and beauty everywhere. It's like an open air museum, Italy. So it's
gorgeous.
But
and the vegetables, the tomatoes, the basil. Oh my God! Then you come back to New York and you get a salad with tomatoes and basil, and it's like, well, who sucked the flavor out of this? Where did it go?
The first year I came to New York, I was here, I don't know if you know, I was here working for 1 year with Clive Davis in New York. So I was not able to go back.
Yes, I've heard of him. Yes.
So I was there for a year. I was not allowed to go back. So after 1 year, I go back to Italy in Milan. We land in Milan. And at the airport, I decide to have just a simple toasty with ham and cheese. So I have a cappuccino with my ham, and I bite the ham and cheese. And I remember saying to Jaja, "Oh, mamma mia, ma buonissimo. It's delicious." And I remember the waiter looking at us like, "Where are you coming from?"
Okay.
The taste of cheese, finally, the taste of ham. But it's true, right, Jim? It's true, right?
Absolutely true. I mostly noticed it with the vegetables, the tomatoes and the basil. I couldn't believe the difference. It was like it had been infused with tomato flavoring somehow. Just fantastic. The food is beyond.
I'm so glad that you are with me. I mean, you are a man of many talents. You just mentioned Liza Minnelli. You said in Italy they love her. I think the whole universe loves Liza Minnelli.
That's true.
So you
That's true.
I had with her.
Yeah, I had the great opportunity to tour with her for about 3 years. We've been friends forever. But we toured for 3 years with a show that ended up coming to Broadway, called Liza's at the Palace. And we played the Palace Theater, which of course she's played many times, but her mother made many appearances and did many runs on that stage. So the history, it was just incredible. But we toured all over the world, and she is world famous. I remember being in a car with her in Mexico City, just kind of driving through a not very nice part of town, and we were at a stop sign, and I looked over, and there was a whole car of people freaking out, staring at Liza Minnelli. And Finland and Norway and all over Europe, of course, and Asia. She's the real deal. I don't need to tell you that.
No, and one thing that always struck me, I don't know her personally like you do, but she seems to love also very much, because a lot of kids that are kids of famous people, they have some talents, but none of them really has accomplished the same success and have the same kind of talents of the parents. But Liza Minnelli and Judy Garland, they're both like.
Yeah, there are very few. Michael Douglas. There's one that kind of equals his father in stature, but certainly not many. It's just a handful.
And is she so passionate about the arts, like we are, like you are, like we all normal people are?
She loves it. And actually, she's a big reason that Cast Party started originally 18 years ago. She threw a party at her house every Saturday night. And it would usually be, get this, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a huge sterling silver bowl because she realized that's really all people want is Kentucky Fried Chicken. So we'd eat and we'd all talk, and then it would be, should say, to the music room. And we'd go into her beautiful music room that overlooks Manhattan. And the singing would start. And it would be Billy Stritch at the piano, me singing, Ann Hampton Calloway, cabaret singers, songwriters, Madonna, Barbara Streisand, Janet Jackson. It's like you can't believe the music. So at one point, I decided to throw a party. And all my friends came, and we sang around the piano in this little nightclub until about 4 a.m, basically recreating what she did. And the next day, the club called and said, would you do that again every Monday? Because that's Broadway's Dark Night.
Yeah.
And I said, well, okay, nobody's going to come. Well, they came, and it just grew and grew and grew. And that became what is now Cast Party. And it's been 18 years.
There you are. Yeah.
That actually frightened me.
The picture that I found yesterday. I said yesterday I Googled everything about Jim Caruso, know everything about you, man. And I mean, I've been there as a let's say just a part of the audience, and it's amazing what you can do at the Cast Party. It's very entertaining. The amount of talents that you have every Monday. That was my question.
Gina.
You met Gina
of
Lolo
course you picked Gina.
When did you met Gina Lollobrigida?
She's a friend of Liza's, of course. Why would I ever meet Gina Lollobrigida? There she is. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. You know, I have a question for you. So you can do everything. You can act, you can dance. You are one of the most amazing hosts I've ever seen, because many people think it's easy to be a host. It's not true. Because we can talk doesn't mean that we can host anything. You are spectacular on that. So I have a question. You know the things that you can do. If you have to describe yourself, Jim Caruso, in 3 words, who are you? Because you. Oh
God, I wish I knew. It's so hard sometimes when people say, "What do you do for a living?" It's like I'm not really sure, because I wear different hats. Do you know? I book talent at Birdland, the greatest jazz club, arguably in the world. I host Cast Party. I sing with Billy Stritch at Bemelman's at the Carlisle Hotel every week. I produce shows. So I feel like I get to wear all these hats. It keeps my life very interesting, and I'm never bored. So that's been a great gift. I never thought that would be my life. I thought my plan was to just be a singer. Well, there are people that sing better than me, and I always had to have a side hustle. Do you know what I mean? Like produce shows and do PR for shows, and so as I was growing up, that was very difficult because all my friends were singers or directors, and I had to try to do so many things. So it ended up being a great gift in the long run that I enjoy so many different parts of the business.
I think you're amazing. I had yesterday as my guest Clint Holmes, which, by the way, is watching us. I know.
Terrible person.
Terrible person. Horrible singer.
Rotten singer. Rotten. And his wife. His wife.
She's going to be my guest next Thursday. Horrible. It's gonna
not funny.
No.
Not pretty.
Boring. So, but we had this discussion yesterday because
I love them.
What always struck me about Clint is the when Clint sings a song, you cannot close your eyes. You have to follow the first letters until the last one. English is my third language in the order of the 5 I speak. So for me to concentrate on somebody singing in English, it's kind of tough.
Right.
And when Clint sings,
I understand.
I can understand. I can pay attention to. I cannot distract myself. I pay attention to the lyrics. So he's been a mentor for me in teaching me all these things. He always say I have the same gift. I don't know about that, but I surely admire him so much. And we had this discussion yesterday. So if you were not in this business, Jim, which kind of business?
Let me just say, Clint sings like an instrumentalist. So even if you have no clue what he's singing, the words. He's such an incredible musician that you are equally entertained, even if you have no idea what he's singing about. I never know what he's talking about, but I always know what he's singing about. That's for sure.
Listening to us, I know he's there laughing at home.
I love him. I love him.
Oh, I love him and he loves you, because yesterday when I told him that I finally had connected with you, he said, finally, I've been telling you they're the best, you and Billy Stritch, which, by the way, I know I watched Billy Stritch today doing the concert just before I was going live.
Good, right?
And I heard that he's going to have like a weekly concert in his house. He has a name, Bill's Hours.
That's right. Billy's Place.
Billy's Place. I think it's brilliant.
It's great.
He's great.
I mean, nobody's more entertaining just sitting at a piano. He's funny. He's glib. He's droll. He's smart. He knows. Oh, dear God, there he is.
Yeah, of course. I prepare myself. You know, you guys are.
I'm so impressed. You're like, it's like Oprah.
It's Opera Valenti. Opera Valenti. It's like Opera Valenti. Of course, I'm
so impressed.
Of course,
Beautiful.
I always, it may not seem like I do, but I really admire you. The people that I have invited to be my guests is because they mean something to me. So, and you didn't even know, right? You were not even aware that I admired you that much.
I didn't. Well, I mean, you came to Cast Party when we were at the Smith Center, which is one of my favorite places on the planet. First of all, I love Las Vegas. Love Las Vegas.
We cannot wait to have you back, man.
Oh, well, we were going to be there. And of course, all of this went down, and we'll be back. But Myron Martin, who, of course, everybody in Las Vegas adores, has created such an extraordinary place. Oh, my gosh. We just love it there. So, yes, I remember you coming and singing, of course, because you sang so great. Yeah, well, I'm glad
now. My best on the thing. I need preparation. I don't know. That's not a question for you.
I get it.
You never had like this stage. I mean, I have zero stage fright. I mean, I can do wherever I want if I am prepared. That I know I'm like a gladiator. I think I know it's my concert. I go there and I dare to do anything. But it's open mic. There is no time for preparation. Billy Stritch, you give him a piece of paper, you put it in front of him. The man can read anything, but for us, for me as an entertainer, it's just like 2 seconds, no much talk, because I know there is no much talk.
Yeah, because I'm like, let's go, keep it rolling, because I'm up there with a mic just kind of like filling time. Like, have I told you about the t-shirts we have for sale? Just awful. But I understand, an open mic night is a very hard thing. It's a talent in itself to be good at it, to know what to sing, to know how to be ready for anything. Because you're working with a piano player you don't know. It's hard. Even
though it's Billy Stritch or Ted Firth, two of the best in
the planet. But you don't know what you're going to hear.
It's true.
It's hard.
But I did it. And you know why I did it? Because Clint Holmes said to me that the magic happens when you stretch yourself, you go outside your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
So I said, okay, if Clint is saying that, I do anything that Clint tells me to do. And I did it, and I'm so grateful. I got to meet you and Billy.
There's a great song that Liza actually sang. It's a Kander and Ebb song called Say Yes. And, that phrase changed my life. Why would you say no to experiences? Of course you're going to do that. Maybe it's uncomfortable. Maybe you'll never do it again. Maybe you'll hate it. But for the most part, it's always it's a growing experience. And I think that's really important.
I see a message of Kelly Clinton Holmes that she said that she loves us both. We love you too, Kelly.
I have to put glasses on to see.
Yeah, she's there. Kelly.
Hi, Kelly Clinton Holmes. Isn't that attractive? I like how this doesn't create any glare at all. Yeah.
You look handsome anyway. I want to ask you something. So I've been enjoying and promoting the Pajama Cast Party every Monday. I have 2 questions for you. One important. Why you guys are not wearing pajamas?
You're not the first person to say that. Here's the deal. When this whole quarantine situation went down, the first 2 weeks, I think I was with everybody else in the world, kind of depressed. I had the covers over my head. I was very, very sad for myself, for everybody I know, people that I know that were sick, and for the world. After 2 weeks, I kind of started to get my mojo back. Do people still say that? Clint,
Yeah.
do people say mojo? Please text us so we know.
Yes, we want.
And I started to get some energy. And my friend Ruby Lochner, who's a producer,
She's amazing. Yeah,
amazing, right? She called and she said, "We got to take Cast Party to YouTube." And I thought, oh, geez, that sounds like a lot of work. And she said, "I know how to do this. I know how to do it." She's 20. She has a lot of energy.
beautiful. Yeah,
And she's beautiful and she sings her head off. So we started doing it and it brought me back. I mean, not to be overly dramatic, but it really gave me some energy again. And I started feeling great again, started laughing again, started talking to my friends, booking them on this thing. So I think that's the lesson in all of this is whatever it takes to make you feel like yourself again, get out there and do it. What was the question? It was good and it had something to do with that.
that was the question, my dear. I was asking why you guys are.
Oh, the pajamas. Okay. So the pajamas. We decided to call it Pajama Cast Party. We thought that was cute and funny. Then I realized, of course I should wear pajamas. But guess what? I don't have pajamas. I don't own pajamas. And it's not like you can just go to Saks right now and get some pajamas. Nothing open. So a friend of mine sent me pajamas. They got here yesterday.
Oh.
I'm going to have them for Monday. So I will be in pajamas. Thank you, America.
Thank you, America. Thank you, Jim Caruso.
And you're welcome.
But I was thinking the same thing. You didn't invite me yet to do, but if one day you do, I was thinking, I don't have a pajama either. I have a t-shirt. I sleep in t-shirts.
Thank you. Well, maybe a negligee. I don't know. Something, Giada, something kind of,
pajama, just in case.
Something European.
I have a pajama, but I can put makeup on, right? Because yesterday you have Christine Chenoweth, one of my favorite person in the planet. And she was wearing all this paillettes blue thing. I said, oh, gosh. Look at her. How she goes to bed. I was like, my gosh, she looks like a doll. I adore her. Look at you, too.
She is a doll. She's like this big. She's an angel. I've known her-ish over the years, many years. But we've not been BFFs or anything. I texted her kind of out of the blue to see if she would do Pajama Cast Party and introduce one of her favorite singers, Ty Herndon, who's a fabulous country singer.
Yeah.
And the text came right away. Of course I will. And she showed up in hair and makeup and lighting. She's got some lighting. And the thank you. Look at that face.
Look at that face. Both of you, though. Both of you.
Look I'm in the same room in a different sweater, happily. But no, she's an absolute doll. And then she sings and you faint. She's just extraordinary.
I'm good friends with Andrea Bocelli and I got to sing with him. So every time Andrea is somewhere, I go also in the audience. And 2 years ago, I think Andrea gave me tickets to go and see him on Madison Square Garden. So I went to see him, and that's the best part of I hope Andrea is not listening. For me, the best concert I've ever seen of Andrea was when she was guest. Christine Chenoweth.
Oh, great.
She came on stage wearing a yellow dress. She's so small. Andrea is big. And she came out with all the giggling things. She went to Andrea and Andrea is very funny, by the way. It's not like, we know the man, but she went in front of 16,000 people like he was a tree. She went like a little monkey hanging on him and she was like giggling. I said,
of course she did.
And they sing together the prayer, which I love.
Oh, beautiful.
The prayer is Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli, and they made it their own. Kristen Chenoweth, she sang it her own way, not pretending to be anybody else, but singing the lyrics. And I love that. I adore her. So
I'm such a fan of hers because, as I told the audience on Monday night, when I first saw her, I was so blown away because she's so singular. There is nobody like her. I would think as an actor or as a casting director, you either want Kristen Chenoweth or you don't. She is exactly what she is. It's like Merman was, like Carol Channing was. Not that she's a caricature at all, because she's a wonderful actress, but she's so Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah.
And I love people like that. I'm so impressed when people really get who they are.
I'm glad that you say that, because every time, unfortunately, in the business, they always try to put us in corners. Like, for instance, if I say
Yes.
I'm a singer, I like you. Like, no, I'm myself. I have my own. But I'm sure you know. And funny enough, even though the business tried to put us in corner and in boxes, like she's like a Liza Minnelli, she's like the people that tend to fall in love and adore people that are just themselves. I love you
That's
because
right.
you're just yourself. I love Kristen because she's herself. I don't like a copy of Christina Aguilera. I love Christina. I don't like
Exactly.
alike. It's funny, right? How the audience
It
then
is.
got decide for themselves who to love and who don't to love.
That's right. It's up to them. And aren't we glad of that? That we
Oh
don't
yeah.
have to imitate, somebody.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there is in the world nothing comparing to the Jim Caruso Cast Party. For sure, not the pajama cast party. Now in pajama is going to be like amazing. People, this superstar appearing in dark corners of the house. I love to watch.
Isn't that interesting? It's so fascinating now, because all of show business is this now. People in their homes, the talk shows, the news, CNN, everybody's just sitting in their basement, and you see how people live, which is very interesting.
Yes. And you know what, as a lady, it's also very interesting to see how some of the celebrity are changing because of the no Botox, hair extensions, nail polish and stuff. I see some of them appearing. I'm like, it's interesting, right? Me and you, Jim, now, because we have natural beauty.
The beauty is inherent. But I wonder if this is going to change things in the long run. Like, all of a sudden, we're getting back to maybe more of a natural thing and less produced, nothing against the Kardashians in case they're listening, but less that and more a return to reality, maybe. I don't know.
I think we were discussing this morning briefly, me and you, that you're also thinking to keep maybe the cast party in certain way also available online. And like me, I mean, everybody keeps saying, why you don't do this kind of songs and cheering up also when this is over? Probably we will do that.
I think I will, because I'm getting an audience last week. Well, over the past 4 weeks of doing this, we've had about 22,000 views. Now, that's not huge in the big YouTube scheme of things, but in my scheme of things, that's a lot of people. And we could never, I mean, Birdland fits 150 people. We would have to work years to be seen by that many people.
All over the world. We have now people watching here in the little things that we are doing together. They are in Ireland. They are in Australia. They are in Italy.
I want to go to Ireland.
They are, Ireland. I have a guy called Antonio Argentieri, which is a famous chef, a pastry chef. He brings every day thousands of his friends from all over the world. He's in Ireland, he's Italian, but I have people from Australia waking up at 5 a.m. to see us. I mean, and now they're going to be tuning also to us, the Pajama Cast Party, Monday night on YouTube, every time, 8 p.m., right?
8 p.m. New York Eastern Daylight Time, whatever that is.
Because I was telling some friend of mine in Italy, they said, what time is in Italy? It's too late, but they can also watch on repeat, right?
Yeah, it lives on YouTube, and we're getting great guests. Last week, Kristen Chenoweth, Melissa Manchester, Clint Holmes, Molly Martin, Christine Ebersole, Molly Martin, Myron Martin's beautiful daughter sang last week, because I always want to try and highlight or spotlight kids, high school and college kids that were shut out of doing their spring musical or their graduation or their senior recital, whatever. That just does my heart so good to, not that we'll ever make up for the fact that that was canceled, because of all of this, but we get to cheer them, and maybe it gives them a little bit of a little taste of happiness. I love doing that.
You do it fantastic. And I'm always say, as a child myself, I remember I was inspired by famous people in Italy that said to me I had talent, and I will never forget those compliments. So you're doing something that I'm sure these kids, because you give them an outlet and a space to show everybody what they can do, they will never forget you, and probably they're going into this business because of
That's
you.
so
Yeah, you
nice.
had a young kid the other day. What was the name of the little Josh? Was a little guy who sang. That guy was. I wanted to.
You guys, that's a reason to go on YouTube and watch our show from last week. Not self-promotional at all,
No,
but
no,
to
no.
see Joshua Bauer. This
Joshua
kid
Bauer.
is 11 years old.
Oh.
He lives in South Africa. His parents woke him up at 3 a.m. Got him, put him in a little windbreaker, sat him in a chair. He sang his heart out, Dream a Little Dream for Me, which is now my favorite song.
Oh, I love it.
That gorgeous voice. And then he picks up the trumpet and starts playing the trumpet, and he plays great. He's 11. We had so much mail, so many comments. So many people are now his fan.
Sure, he's gonna be somebody, and you can say the first.
He's gonna be somebody.
Pajama Cast Party. He will say that.
I mean, honestly, he's doing some things in South Africa. He's starting to, and certainly online. He had 3 million hits the week before, so he's doing something. He's doing something right.
Yeah.
But he's extraordinary to find somebody like that. Just the best to me.
Oh, every week you have somebody towards the end of the Pajama Cast Party. I noticed you have somebody that we don't know, like Molly. You had this week, and the Lisa Child, and I think it's very beautiful because I was having a discussion yesterday with Clint how the beauty of the arts, because of let's say of the reality show, and some people that became celebrity without having any kind of talents, is taking away the young kids for what really arts is: music, acting, and. Because I was just saying to Clint that I was born in the generation, the late 70s, when there was no internet. But I know of stuff and music that were from 1900. How is possible that now the millennium, that they have the outlet to the internet, and they don't know who the Beatles and the Carpenters and the Doors and Barbara Streisand are?
That's not true, though. I mean, I know what you're saying, but there will always be kids that find it. And that's what I get to see every week. There will always be kids that don't care. Always. But I meet kids that are obsessed with Rosemary Clooney, with Sammy Davis, with, I mean, I was obsessed with Charlie Chaplin. Why? I don't know. When I was a kid, I found him. If a kid is going to find, if they're going to have an interest, they're going to find it, and they're going to obsess on it, just like I did. So while I think we get the impression that, oh, kids these days, they don't know what's good, there will always be kids that know what's good.
I'm sure there is.
That's my hope anyway.
No, and I'm totally with you. But sometimes, I get to perform in these performing arts centers around the country, and then guys young kids that do lights of sounds are, standing there, and I sing "Emotion" of the Bee Gees, and they say, "Oh, I love the song that you wrote." I said, "I didn't write that song."
Don't you wish you would have written that?
Yeah, and they say,
"Oh my God,
the Bee Gees." I'm like, once I had a discussion. I have the Randolph Duke is making my gowns lately.
I love Randolph Duke.
I love Randolph.
Yeah.
Right? So I was telling somebody that he dresses Barbara Streisand, and this person, maybe 22, she said, "Who?" I said, "Barbara Streisand."
Well,
I thought it was my
that's just wrong. That's just wrong for so many reasons. First of all, I would never say who. I would act like I knew who it was and then go Google it. I swear I would.
That would be me. But I mean, I'm glad that you are existing, that there are Clint Holmes is existing, Billy Creech is existing, and so many amazing musicians. So I had also a question for you before you go away. You have accomplished so much in your career. So what do you envision more for yourself or for Jim Caruso Cast Party? I know one of your dreams was to bring the Jim Caruso Cast Party around the country, and okay, it's on stop now, but you have been doing it. You brought it to Nashville, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, many other places. What's next?
You're so good. You are really good at this, by the way.
I want to.
This should be your. You're really good at it. I mean, I have to say, I've always said, I want to bring Cast Party to television. But now there really kind of isn't a lot of television. There's not a lot of variety television other than contest shows, obviously the Voice and the American Idol kinds of shows. But I'm very, very happy that we've brought it to at least YouTube. At least we've gotten this far. So now maybe we can take this and bring it to the next level. Find a sponsor, get better cameras, get real lighting. You know, once the world returns to its normal state and we can have lighting people and camera people, and that would be my dream in order to celebrate great talent, which has always been my passion. Smart people, funny people, pretty people, whatever. I like people that are at the top of their the totem pole of whatever it is that they do. Always have, even when I was a kid. I wanted to be around the funniest kids, and it makes me feel better about myself. You know, weird skinny kid, that made me feel cooler.
Yesterday when I was thinking about how to introduce you, because I didn't know what to say, what you are, because you can do so many things. But yeah,
Genius comes to mind.
Yes, genius. You took my thought. You can also.
That's probably what Clint would say.
You're reading my mind, Jim. You're reading my mind.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that one of the things that for sure you are, by observing you before I met you. Now I know you well, so I can say I was right. You said it yourself, that all the years that I was seeing you, you're multi-talented yourself. You have friends that are multi-talented, but you always give space, and you enjoy so much to give space to the talents of other people, which I think is a gift, Jim. Because normally when we are in this business, everybody think about themselves. They never want to give space to somebody else. So this is something very special of you that I was observing of you, and now you said it with your own words without even me asking that. So I think I was right.
You know who I saw do that and who I watched do that for the 25 years we worked together? I hate to name drop again, but here we go. Liza.
Really?
When she had my vocal group opening for her, we did the first one and we were like on stage saying, "We thank Miss Minnelli so much." Afterwards, she came back and she said, "First of all, don't ever call me Miss Minnelli. They have to think we're best friends." And we were friends, but she came up with every reason for us to win. Later, I asked her about that and I said, "Why were you so kind and generous?" And she said, because I wanted to help you guys, but also it makes me more attractive to the audience, she said. And I thought, that's so interesting that it's self-serving in a funny kind of way to be generous, for the audience to think you're generous. Of course, she was being generous, but she also knew the psychology of it was, boy, it sure makes her look terrific. So while I do love talent and I love promoting talent, I can't tell you how much, it also made me more appealing to my audience. So I don't know, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, I mean, and it's beautiful. I mean, I've been observing that for many years, and now that I know you better, I know I was right. And Liza Minnelli, I always loved her. Now I know for which reason I loved her. She's Italian and she's kind. That we know. If you speak to her, say, "Giada loves you," not that she will care, but tell her, because you're kind.
I'll tell her.
Jim, I mean, the time together flew like that. I think,
No, I'm not leaving. I'm just
I don't
staying.
want you to leave.
I'm
I want
just
you to
stay
stay here with you. I mean, I didn't even have my coffee ready. I'm going to make coffee, and then we're going to stay here for 3 days. 3 days. The gym, it has to be ready for Monday, right?
Oh,
Monday.
I have to get ready. I have to start getting ready now.
Yeah. So I had such a great time with you. I think these 25 minutes went like that. So I want to thank you very much for sharing your time with us and your life a little bit. Everybody's giving a lot of comments. I see people I'm going to read and answer. You also read, Jim. I'm sure they're going to have questions also for you. And I'm going to make sure every day I will remind them to tune in and to watch you. We have to watch you every Monday at 8 p.m. I'm going to buy my pajama for when I get the call. Give me like 3 weeks in advance.
Okay, you got it. Take it to the tailor, get it all tailored.
I'm not good in this kind of thing, but if you ask me, I'll do. And guys, everybody loves you. I see a lot of hearts. Is it fantastic or what?
Oh,
and I cannot wait for you to come back to Vegas, and I'll be at the Smith Center this time.
Me too. You have to sing, and then afterwards we're going to the Peppermill.
There we go.
I love it there so much. I mean, I'm obsessed with that place. The fruit salad is the size, I said it was the size of a golf bag. I've never seen a bigger fruit salad. It's so Vegas-y to me. It's so old school. I love it.
I love it. And then hopefully we see each other also in New York. And who knows? We said yesterday we cleaned. We all want to go with cleaned homes all together to Italy one day. We should do that.
Yes. Done.
We take Italy by storm. Maybe the Jim Caruso Cast Party from Italy. There we go. In the pajama.
Done. That was exactly. I am so there. I thank you so much for this. You're absolutely great at this. You deserve your own talk show, on or off TV. Just keep doing it here. It's going to happen.
My sidekick, because I like just like you. I need somebody great next to make me look good.
I'll be your Ed McMahon anytime.
Love you, man. Jim, thank you so very much. Stay safe, stay blessed. I'm going to see you on Monday, and I make sure that everybody here will tune to watch you every Monday. Love you, man.
Thank you, my friend. Stay safe.
Stay safe. You too. Guys, was he fantastic or what? I told you, he's one of the most spectacular human beings. I met him briefly. I mean, I'm not lying. We are not being friends forever. I met him personally only once. I observed him for many, many years while I was chickening out and I didn't want to do it. But he's just a kind man. And you know me, many times they ask me in my business if we have jealousy or rivalry. I tend to love everybody. And I always say, why should I? I mean, the audience always choose the people they love. They always choose the people they like Jimmy. I would say, and if I have talented people next to me, it's going to make me even better. So that's why I always choose the best musician, the best guest I can possibly have in my world. So I want to thank Jim Caruso very much for being my guest. I know, guys, you are loving him so very much. I see all the comments. And today I have Jim Caruso. Tomorrow I have another dear friend, Joe Mantegna, the great actor. We all know him, of course, from Criminal Minds, but he's been a dear friend of mine ever since I moved to New York City. We have a special connection. Joe Mantegna and I is from Venice. He has some of his dearest friends are dear friends of mine in Venice. So I'm looking forward also to share the kindness and the grace of Joe Mantegna, the man behind the actor. And I can tell you, just like Jim was today, is a man that has been in presence of all the most famous and successful people, and they are famous and successful themselves, and still they are human beings. Like my grandfather used to say that, I mean, we are all human beings first, and that's something that we are all blessed with. So, guys, I want to thank you so very much for having been with me here today, and I see all the hearts and the love. And please, if you've not already done it, please like my fan page here on Facebook, or join me on my YouTube, or subscribe on my YouTube channel. What else? Join me on my mailing list, and I know you're with me every day. You call this one the Giada Live program, which is a kind of a program because I get to see you. But I cannot wait to embrace you. Like we said with Jim, we do these kind of things because we need to connect with you. We love you so very much. This is show business. It's all about you, the people that come and allowed us to do what we love so much, to sing, to act. And you can watch all the video. If you want to watch again this episode, you may have missed something that Jim said to us today, or something that happened yesterday with the Clean Toms. You can always go on giada.live, and you can see all the episode, the previous episode, the episode of today. You can share it with your friends and family here on social media. And of course, as I said, every time I introduce you one of my friends, please keep following them. They are amazing people. They do so much to entertain us every day. Every Monday, 8 p.m., I will remind you, I do it every Monday. And every Sunday, I already remind you to tune in to see Jim Caruso Pajama Cast Party. They're going to be wearing pajama right now. And believe me, one of these days I may appear myself, but it doesn't matter, because even if I'm not there, you're going to love every person who is there. He has such many fantastic entertainers. So guys, I love you all. I see a lot of Vegas people there, and Europe, Australia, Greece, Italy, of course. Ragazzi dell'Italia, vi mando un grande bacio, un abbraccio. Voglio salutare la mia mamma e il mio papà, che so che ci guardano ogni giorno, e tanti membri della mia famiglia. Antonio, grazie per essere con noi. Diane, I thank you I love you. She told me all these things. You're all friends and family to me. And actually, we're going to be doing much more stuff with silent language, Diane and I. So I love you all. It's Giada Valenti here from Las Vegas. And I'm going to see you all tomorrow. at 2 p.m., 5 p.m. for you guys on the East Coast. Thank you again to my guest Jim Caruso, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Ci vediamo tutti domani con il mio ospite, with my guest, actor and director Joe Mantegna. Ciao!
Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Now I go, but I truly hope that I'll see you here sometime, same place. And until then, my heart just say, Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Though I'm here in my solitude, I know you are there, and in my heart I smile again. And so I sing here in my solitude, waiting to see you, same time, same place. And I can't wait to say again, Dankeschön, 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 dear old Auf Wiedersehen. See you tomorrow. A domani.